How do I deal with a manager that has no empathy? I can no longer go to them for help.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's yeah, it's a good question. I think it's a little bit tricky in that I don't know any more details, and kind of I'm assuming that maybe this manager did have some empathy but no longer has empathy. But I think the important thing I'd just say is I'm also aware that the work context could be quite different depending on different creatives. So like if you're an artist and you have a manager versus having a manager in an office setup, it might be a little bit different. So like an artist or a talent that has a manager that they work really closely with, you know, that relationship is built on trust. And if there's no empathy there, then there's no trust. And so in that case, you know, this person really does put you in the right place for your career. So it might even be a better option to try find a new manager if possible. You know, I know that's not always possible, but in maybe on the other side of like the other category where you might be in an office setup and you have a manager that is lacking empathy, it's again another sort of opportunity to question what sort of life you want to live as well. I find a lot of people feel so stuck, and I'm not saying it's easy to make change, but it isn't. It's very difficult to make change. But, you know, I'd encourage people to question themselves of where they are in their life, and, you know, do you need this role or this job? Like, how important is it to you? And if you don't need it and you feel you can find another job, then maybe explore your options. I think there's no harm in exploring options, because this just helps you put in healthy boundaries, and it just shows that you have, you know, agency in your life. But if you need to stay in your job, which is probably a lot of us, I wouldn't encourage this person to no longer go to their manager for help. I would just encourage them to still communicate what they need, but with a shift in their own expectations, maybe. Like I said, I don't really know the context, but it sounds like maybe the manager used to be empathic or more empathic, and then now they're not as empathic anymore. And if that's the case, I guess I would just wonder what could be going on for the manager. You know, a lot of times when people are extremely stressed, they don't have capacity for empathy. I know managers are leaders and they need to manage their own and regulate their own emotions. But I'm just saying it's, you know, it might be something to just also like, I wonder what's going on for them. But I think the most important thing with regards to this is it's important not to rely on one person to get that empathy. So, you know, are there any other people in your team that you're able to ask for help with? And I'd actually encourage that in any aspect of your life, you know, even in your personal life. We often tend to focus on one person being the person that does all the things for us, like they provide the empathy, the support, the whatever it is, meet our needs. Usually it's our partner. It's just such an unrealistic expectation. But so I'd just encourage this particular person and everyone else to try and identify who have you got in your life that can provide the support that you're needing. And, you know, you might find somebody who's really good at problem solving. So you can go to them for a particular issue where you need help with problem solving. If you need somebody to hold space, who's that in your life that can really just be there and listen with you without judgment? So, yeah, I think it's a really great question to help you explore who you have in your life. And if you don't have those people, how can you find people and meet people who have, you know, the capacity to be able to provide you with that support that you need? But like I said, it's important to know who to go to for different supports that you need. Yeah.
Thanks, Sharon. Some really good advice. Tara, did you have anything you wanted to add? I think also quickly for context, this person is a junior graphic designer. I think it's their first role in the industry.
Okay. Yes.
So you had any like industry advice for a new person in the industry?
Yeah, there's a huge element of you might need confidence, you might need to work through team dynamics, you also might want feedback on your actual work from a craft perspective. And so you can ask your manager for, you know, who is my craft mentor, who's the person I can go to get feedback and sparring on the work. You can also find another senior person to talk about, you know, team dynamics or how to get you to wayfind through things. I think there is a nuance between empathy to go to your manager when you kind of are struggling with something, or you actually need flexibility, or you've got an ask. So sometimes you're going with them and you have a question, or you actually need them to help solve. So just being really clear when you go to your manager what you're looking to help them for. Like, sometimes I'm like, I just need a vent. And sometimes I'm like, I need you to solve a thing. And when I realize there's less empathy on the other side of the table, I frame what I approach them with in terms of, this is what I might need, or this is what I'm going through, and I need you to help me with this, to help me do my role, or to help you be successful, so that it doesn't come across that I'm just having a big whinge and just want to mentally offload on them and complain about things. But I am looking to be constructive and helping a way forward. And plus one to a lot of what Sharon said, like, you can have a coach, it can be a family member, it can be somebody else at work. I've got like a round table of peers where we vent, share work, check things with each other, and you just need that kind of people to bounce things off of when things aren't quite going well. And sometimes I use them as a first point of call before I go to my manager and bug them with stuff. And it just helps me clear my thinking, also get my emotional calmness there, and then I can approach it constructively with my manager. But not every manager is going to be someone you click with amazingly well. But you can still learn how to get what you need to really grow in your role and get your job done anyways.
Thanks, Tara. And I think I also wanted to add here, at Never Not Creative, we have free support groups called circles, where creatives like yourself can come together and actually vent and talk about these issues, with managers once a month. So yeah, please check out circles on our website if you want to join. We haven't started yet. So yeah, there's still time to join.